program is, as it has been here for 4 years in the Midlands, is helping to prevent and or reduce the suicide rate for transgendered youth in this country. Being a post-surgical transgendered woman here in the Midlands, and with the advent of Caitlyn Jenner coming on board, we're now making a huge push to be able to help youth out there. There's a 61% suicide attempt rate for teens underneath the age of 18, and that is the highest rate of any demographic group you can think of. So that's my primary goal and mission.
Okay, so let me ask you this right here. What made you decide that you felt like you were a woman?
It started when I was 7 years old. I grew up in the 60s, and I ended up going to 17 different schools before I graduated because I get kicked out of every public school I went to because I kept insisting I was a girl.
Really?
And finally, it got to the point my parents just capitulated. So, served my country, the Marine Corps, went to college, retired from my second career, and now I'm retired selling antiques, and I work every day feverishly to help youth in this country and to show them that they shouldn't be scared.
Right. So the process of transforming from a man to a woman, how was that process? Was that...
Well, it's really difficult. There is some guidance. Okay. There's a system called WPATH. WPATH is an accepted modus operandi for transitioning. It's accepted by doctors and surgeons, and that constitutes 4 years of psychological therapy, not just by one psychologist, but two, and then hormone therapy for at least 2 years, and then living lifestyle, and then you have all that compiled. You still need letters of recommendation for a surgeon will touch you here in the United States. And once you go through all that, for the most part, most transgender women, you lose your careers, you lose your homes, you lose your bank accounts, you lose your families along the way, but it's something you're driven to do. And you have to. If you don't, you just know inside you you're going to die.
So as far as relationship-wise, how is it? Have you had any relationships with men?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I'm a heterosexual woman. Okay. And the first thing we have to understand is that there is no connection between orientation and gender. Okay, there's absolutely none. And I identify as a woman. I'm a little bit different case. I was born with hermaphroditism. With one ovary, part of the uterus, etc. And so I have boyfriends, I date, still dating. But it just, my relationships are just like any other woman's relationship, doesn't call me in the morning, so it's same as anyone else.
Okay. So what's the biggest struggle of being a woman?
The biggest struggle of being a woman.
I know for me what it is.
It's finding shoes.
Yes, I have a size 10.
It's finding shoes. Gosh, it's and with this humidity keeping my hair, and it's like, oh my gosh, and it's so hard to do.
It is.
Yeah,
I
so
know.
I go through ponytail scrunchies. I do all this other stuff, but you know what? I walked away from being a senior executive in an engineering firm, $250,000 a year salary in California, $1 million home. I walked away from all that to have this, and I'm happy. I'm finally happy in my life.
Now let me ask this right here. As far as with South Carolina, how was it hard to transition to South Carolina?
Yeah, it is. Of all the states, if you're transgendered, of all the states that you do not want to go to, this would be the one. Prejudice and discrimination is rampant and accepted here. I've been asked to leave restaurants. I've been threatened with arrest when I've used the ladies' restroom. I've had things thrown on me. I've been assaulted. But with all that said, I'm also a former Marine. I don't quit or retreat.
Yeah, I know.
I know who I am, and I don't back down. And I'm known amongst the transgender community here. I'm known as Mama Marsha, and I help all the other transgender women here, whether it's a place to live, if it's a loan of money, fix their car, because really no one's looking out for us, so we sort of stick together. And I show them. I go out there to the mall and I let the guards laugh at me and the kids chase me with their cell phones, and I show them I'm not afraid. And in doing that, I've had kids come up to me saying, yeah, my friends were chasing me. You know what? I'm kind of curious. I have this feeling too. And so when that's done, I forward their name and number to trained professionals.
Okay.
So like a walking ambassador, so to speak. And it's really, it's a mission quest. Yes.
Well, thank you once again.
You're welcome.
And like I said, you never know what you get
That's
on DaisyMack,
right.
and I
That's
appreciate
right.
you stopping me.
You're welcome.
And we will be back next week or the week after next. I'm supposed to be on vacation. I'm still not on vacation.
I would like to mention that there is only one community center in the Midlands to provide counseling, etc., for the LGBTQ community, and that is the Harry Hancock Center, located right here on, I believe it's Millwood.
Okay.
Look them up. It's the only center in town, and they do a lot of good work there.
Thank you
You're
again for that
welcome.
information.
You're welcome.
And we're going to wrap it up here. I'm going back on vacation for a couple weeks, and I might, but you know me. But thank you again for being here with me on DaisyMack and Sid.
Thank you.